It's finally football time. After talking about it all summer long, putting 64 football previews on the Ozone website, the talking, it's out the window now. It's time to play. I am in Webb City for the game of the week this week as the Cardinals face the Nixa Eagles. Now, last year, Nixa beat Webb City for the first time in program history. The Eagles looking to repeat that here tonight in Webb City. Through the first two games, their offense has been very impressive, scoring over 100 points combined in those first two games. And a big part of that offense is senior running back Cade Musha. Now, Musha is averaging just under 150 points per game. Paul, honestly, I'd love to see some fireworks here tonight. But on the field, of course, we're going to see some fireworks. It's Camdenton and West Plains, two teams that are both 4-0 right now in the Ozark Conference. There's only one other team that's undefeated right now in the OC, and that's Lebanon. Both these teams play Lebanon next month. So right now, this game, very important when it comes to the Ozark Conference and standings and trying to win that conference later on this year. Now, both these programs are at kind of opposite stages. Let's start with the home team, West Plains. They got a new coach this year, Joel Wyatt, and he's coming up and picking up a program that Matt Perkins left last year, but he started well, 4-0. He says that this is a run-first offense. That's what he told me earlier this year, and he has Missouri State commit Heston Miller on both sides of the ball. A very, very good player, and he brings fireworks himself, really. Now let's go to Camdenton, the visiting team. Really an end of an era this year, as Jeff Shore has hinted that he'll probably be done after this year coaching the Lakers. And the Shore family has been at the helm for Camdenton for over 45 years. Yes, 45 years they've been in charge of that program. Bear Shore, the youngest brother, he is the senior this year, the senior quarterback. He has thrown for over 208 yards per game this year. That's his average right now. First off, happy homecoming. It's homecoming here in Marionville. Some of the best memories in high school come from a homecoming night, and Marionville's hoping to have another memorable night here at their home stadium. Now, Marionville's coming into this game undefeated, 5-0 in Class 1, District 3. They're on top of that district, and Pierce City's sitting 5th in that district right now. Now, Marionville's ahead of Sarcoxy, who's also 5-0, so if they want to stay on top, they got to win here tonight on homecoming night in Marionville. Now, a big part of their success this season has come from their quarterback, Will Carlton. He was a stud coming into the year. Guys knew that he was going to be the guy, and he just so happens to be continuing that success this season. He already has 9 touchdowns on the year, leading the team in the end zone for the Comets, and he's also leading the team in rushing yards this season at quarterback. You heard that right. At quarterback, leading the team in rushing. He can really do it all for the Comets. And on the other side of the ball, Pierce City, they're going to look to Clayton O'Hara, one of the leaders on that team. They have some returners, and they're going to have to lean heavily on those guys. Now, despite both teams being undefeated, they play drastically different types of games. When you look at the Lebanon Yellow Jackets, they are a ground game first. They lead behind their running back, and that is Cade Musha, and their other running back, that is Jax Glendenning. But when you look on the other side of the ball, the home team tonight, the Camdenton Lakers, they spread it out. They go 5 wide. They let Bear Shore, their quarterback, really dictate the game. Sometimes he runs, sometimes he throws. He's a big dual threat quarterback. But both 7-0 and undefeated coming in this game. Both teams are on top of the Ozark Conference. And with not much football left, winner here tonight is likely to be the winner of the OC this season. Now, both teams are ranked high in the state rankings and at the top of their respective districts. So to say there's a lot on the line tonight is really an understatement when it comes to these two teams. There's an excitement right now in Camdenton. If you can see behind me a little bit, there's already people in the stands, and they were here when I got here at like 4:30 today. People are already in the stands. I just had some Lebanon fans show up, and they said, I just want to get a seat. I don't want to be standing, so I got here early. The game doesn't start for another hour and 45 minutes. That's the type of game that we expect here tonight. A lot of points, a lot of fireworks, and this crowd to be electric here near the Lake of the Ozarks. Okay, huge game in Class 2 District 3 Championship here in Mountain View. It's the Liberty Eagles versus the Mountain Grove Panthers. Now, Liberty beat Mountain Grove earlier this year in late September, and Liberty's undefeated on the year, 10-0. But I just talked to Coach Brandon Rogers of Mountain Grove, and he says he likes the way that his team is playing right now. It's an all Ozark Conference matchup for this district title. Now, West Plains having a great regular season, 6-3 in the OC, which earned them the top seed in this district. However, Bolivar coming into this game, winning 4 of their last 5. I am in Springfield here at Harrison Stadium. A beautiful night, really, to be out here. Now, when I talked to Central's coach Shem Johnson before the game, he was glowing when talking about the 7-2 record of the Bulldogs this season and just how good of a season that Central did have. But he knew that Waynesville's 2-7 record didn't fairly represent them because they do play that tough Ozark Conference schedule. At the beginning of the football season, the West Plains Zizzers found themselves adapting to a lot of new, as this was the first season under new head coach Joel Wyatt. And with a new coach comes a new system. Now at the end of the year, they found themselves in new territory, as this was the first time the Zizzers football program had been in a state semifinal since the playoff system was installed. Now, despite these two schools being about 10 miles apart and a lot of these kids knowing each other growing up, both of these teams are state ranked in Class 1 and top contenders in District 5. The Reed Spring Wolves football team riding a bit of momentum into the Class 3 state football championship in Columbia on Saturday. For 1, 11 wins on the year. For 2, this is the first time in school history that a boys team had made it to a state championship game. But awaiting the Wolves was a very good Cardinal Ritter team that is undefeated on the season.